So when I was over at Gary's house and we tore apart the transaxle, and he gave me a call later that day that when he was cleaning through the parts that he noticed the differential gears were kind of worn, like the bearing races. So he suggested we find another set of them. The ones in there are like 389s and kind of low torque, and these ones here, according to the tag on the side, are supposed to be 355. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift this up. Got a little hoist here in the shop my dad gave me years ago back in Wisconsin. And I hung it up in here, and I'm glad I did. My back can't handle it. So anyways, we're gonna just set this one on here. And we'll, the tag on the side of it, it's on the other, or it's right here. There's a tag and it's got the numbers on it. And I looked it up in the junkyard primer and it's supposed to have 355s in here. We'll see. We'll take the top cover off here and just take a look. I don't know if it's full of oil. This is just one I had, I think it came in the purple Greenbrier. I think it was in there. Along with the other parts. So I try to keep the stuff, you know, you don't know what you'll be needing. Yeah, the ones I had and the transaxle we took apart are 389s. And trying to find, everyone says 355s would be good. About 67 miles an hour on the 60 to 70 on the highway, depending on your tire size. I did order from Clark's the for pulling these out after you pull this input shafts out. Gary didn't have one. He's got a little trick that you kind of put a bolt in there and turn it, but to loosen it up. But I did buy this from Clark's. I mean, I paid like $60 some, I think, for it, which is, now when I look at it, it's ridiculous for what it is. Someone just cut out a bar. They probably maybe had a plasma cut out, but other than that, they just welded a socket in there. I could make this, and I could have a nice one made in less than 10 minutes, you know, here in the shop, and it would have cost me like $2 in my time. It wouldn't cost me really nothing. I got the stuff laying around here. But anyways, that's the deal for loosening that up. We don't need that now. We're just gonna crack this open and take a look and see what's in there, if it's the original in there or not. 355s. This is a 61 here, according to the serial numbers. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I don't know if you can see right here, there's a tag. It's a machined casting in there. BJ 718. When you look that up, BJ says it's a 355 gear is supposed to be in there. I seen Gary using the speed wrench over there, and I haven't used one really most of my life, and so using the speed wrench, get that off. Now, Gary works on the floor. That drives me crazy. I can't stand that, but that's each their own. It's nice and clean in here. And very clean in there. We'll see what the gear ratio is in there and see if it's right. Looks real nice. So I'll count the teeth. I'll mark one and count them and see what we have in there. I lifted up, threw on some blocks here. And I'm taking the drain plug out. The 9/16 fits on there. It's kind of a little snug, but there we go. Nice black oil. Yeah, it actually looks better than my transaxle I had. It was like more chocolatey with a little foam in it. So I was told some water in there. That's why more than likely to bearings and that were kind of worn. I don't know. The races were. I tried to go get some from O'Reilly's, and they didn't have them at the races. They tried to sell me races from something out of an 80 pickup. I said, no, it's got to be the set for it. But here's that plate. And these are all the plates like that are only on the early models, I learned, where it's casted, and it's on the driver's side here. And let me see, yeah, driver's side. casted into the metal, and then you just stamp the numbers on it. And then I heard on the late models, so early models will be 60 to 64, 65 to 69. It's on the other side, and it's just like scratched, kind of like engraved in. It's not stamped real nice. It's a lot harder, it looks like, to look at. I looked at, I don't know, I got like 5 or 6, 7 of these things, transmissions laying around, and I went out and looked at them right away after Gary said that I needed some new differential gears for it. So I looked on eBay, and they had some gears there for sale, and I thought, hey, they got 355s on there. I'm just gonna order them a brand new old stock. And I counted the big gear. I counted all the teeth on it. I zoomed in a picture, counted it all twice, and it wasn't even a 355. They're more highway ones. So I'm like, he's got it listed wrong. So I guess buyer beware and know what you're buying. Yeah, this oil's better. It's not, doesn't have no milkiness in it, like the other one did. So good. We'll get this back sitting down where it's safer after she drains, and then because it's a little wobbly up here, and we'll see if we can spin it and count the teeth so I don't have to dismantle it. Another thing I noticed too is you can see right here, it has been broke. This has been busted off, and somebody had tried to weld it, probably tried to weld the piece back on, but it looks like, well, that's weld there, and that's cast, so they gave up on that real quick. So maybe that's going to be contender for, well, maybe not. I was going to say I want to do a run stand, but it's not enough here to put a starter or nothing on. So I guess this one will be junk parts. We'll keep the Power Glide. So it's going very good for a Monday. Yeah, I sat this down off the blocking, make it safe so it didn't fall. And I looked at the gears again. They look really nice and clean. I took a rag with some lacquer thinner, wiped them off a little bit, and I was just looking for something to write on the ring gear teeth. So I got this silver heat pencil. I just started marking 1, 2. I wrote them all the way down, all the way around, and I got the correct amount. The pinion gears got the 9, and got 32 on the ring gear. Very happy. So it's a 355 gear ratio, and this is obviously junk, so good part to have laying around instead of tossing it out. If I couldn't use it, someone else could. It'd be interesting to see what's in this one here, but when we get to it. So I'll call Gary and tell him what we have. We got the parts, and he already showed me how to take this all apart, so I'll take it apart, and we got the gears. So very good for a Monday. Very happy, very happy. You know, like, yeah, this is the number that's on the side. I just try to keep things marked, try to keep things a little easier to find around here, but good. Then I'll split this and get this apart, and we got our differential gear set. Very cool. So I got everything loose on here. I'm gonna do is pull the governor off. I'm gonna pull this, take this bolt out and pull this piece that this plastic speedometer gear is on. Hopefully this one's good. Gary said the other one should be replaced, but it's a different gear ratio anyways. Or no, it's the right gear ratio that I want, but the gears aren't good. He said the gear was kind of chewed up. So hopefully that gear is good in here, because I looked it up at Clark's, and they don't have for FC for 355 gear ratio, the replacement one. So hopefully that one's good. So I'm gonna pull that out. And we were fighting this at Gary's. He just had a real big screwdriver, a real big one, and we put it across here, and we're turning, and it did bind up. It's probably the rubber O-ring. He said it was binding up in there. And he said spin it back the other way, spin it back. So I spun it back the other way a little bit, and then she started loosening up. But it wasn't easy, because you got the rest of this piece on here. This one's missed and busted off. So I think with having this on here, I can get these loosened up and off a lot quicker and easier, and then split the rest of this. Now, maybe it's the right way, wrong way. I'm gonna try to do it, because it was hard holding this piece and keeping it from spinning. So that's what I'm gonna do with this. And this is the piece from Clark's, the tool. You just put it on there, put your ratchet on there, and that'll make it a lot easier to do it, you know. So, all right, so I got this loosened up. Here's for the governor. That bolt there, and that's all. This is a bolt. And here's the whole governor piece. I'm gonna keep all this stuff together with it and put it back on if I have to. This one I already have loose. This is for the speedometer. It has a keeper bar on there. It just goes in there, right there like that. I loosened it, just fell off already. And then this is a speedometer. And there's not even a gear on it. Not even a gear on. I was hoping I'd have a gear. Come on, it's Monday. I needed a good gear. I don't know. Maybe it just fell off and it's laying in there. But what's the chance of it not being all broken up? Okay, we got that off. And then this here holds it from spinning. It's another, keeps it right in there like that. So we got that off. And I should probably grab a bigger ratchet. What I got here? I'll grab a bigger one. All right, I grabbed a big breaker bar. I do have a ratchet too if it does get easy. And I said we had to fight this over there a bit. Hey, probably gonna help. I lock my wheels on my cart would probably help. Oh, look at that. This one's easy. Now I didn't mark this one because we're just using it for parts. Way easy. Easy peasy. So lock my wheels on my cart would make it a little easier. Okay, here's the other side. I already got the keeper. I took that out of there. And I just started loosening a little bit. It came loose really easy. I think this is the way to go ahead about doing it. And yeah, that just goes on there, spins. Heck, I can make one that goes 4, and doesn't even rock. But I'm not gonna take them all the way out. I'm gonna split it. I'll take the transmission off of this. Yeah, it's probably good enough there. Worked. I think a lot easier leaving the transmission attached to differential, and so it's not all over the place. Bigger piece to work with. All right, I'm gonna try splitting this. I got the bolts out of here, the 4. Grab yourself some pry bars. And we'll see. We just there a little bit. I didn't even need to even push on it much. It just kind of came out now. I did this with Gary. He's like, run, keep going. That shaft in there keeps coming out, you know. So we'll see what I can do here. Actually stays. I got a bench that works a lot nicer. Here. Or a table or something to work on. Keeps coming. Hang on to that. And there we go. We got her. Easy peasy. No big deal. Nice and easy. There we go. We'll take that off. And we have her split. Look at that. The gasket's even not so cruded up like the last one. But we got her split. And now I'll go ahead and disassemble the rest of this. Pull these out and pull the pieces out and go from there. All right, so I already got this one loose and pulled it out, and I took the gasket off of this side here already and peeled that off. This is the keeper that holds this in here, right there. Took that off. I just got to take the other side off now. It's coming just fine. There. I had them already all loosened up. And there's the other one. And those are the, let's see, somewhere on here is the seal. Yeah. Is it written there? I can't tell with the oil on there. Oh yeah, it's just It's not round anymore, it's just flat. That's the seal there. That's what tends to leak on them, I guess, what I learned. And this one wasn't, I don't know if it was leaking or not, but I'm just going from memory. Here he said these shims, there's 2 of them. His was 10,000 and 4,000. Kind of looks like that's what these are too. I mean, I have a mic, or caliper, I can check them. But that's what Gary said. I got this. He said that can go on either way. It doesn't matter. That's what he told me. So that's out. Alright, so I did Gary's trick like he taught me. Put a bolt in. I sprayed some penetrating oil on it anyways. And get her in here. I can see. Yeah. There she goes. She turns nice and not too bad. I see. There we go. Like that. This is one of these fancy pry bars. I just bought this one from the flea market. Or not flea market, from the car swap. The guy had it there all winter. He wanted, I think, $25 for it. And every time I was there, I picked up and looked at it. It's brand new. 20. Last time I went there, he wanted 15. I told him, I said, yeah, every time I was here, I was looking at it. He goes, yeah, well, you're wearing out the handle. Yeah, that's a nice guy. I buy something from me almost every time. All right, we'll work that out and go from there. All right, we got her loose. We'll pull the bolt out. I'm just going by memory from Gary. And pull this out. There. Look at that. Now, yeah. There we go. Okay, I guess I gotta pull that off like that and go up through here with this. Try not to bang nothing. And that's what I need right there. Nice. It looks nice. It looks really nice to me. It's nothing. I don't see nothing. I mean, I didn't clean it off in the parts tank, but it looks really nice. Set that there carefully. And now we got the trick of getting this out, which Gary showed me. Had a hard time, but of course, because it was slippery, heavy, working on the floor. He said there's a trick to it. He said people worked on these things for days, sometime trying to get them out, and said it's impossible. He said you just got to keep working at it, and it will just roll out. He said. I don't know if it matters one way or the other. I only left the longer part in there. Worked on it a little bit and kind of stopped for a little bit. Let her sit back in there. Worked on it for a little bit. Let's see. It's like a game. Now I got her really stuck and I know I'm not even close to being right. Okay, got the bearing stuck there. Okay, let's see, down, back down with it. Now I got her where I don't want it. Okay. There we go. Back down where. Now, this has a piece in here, so I wonder. There's there's a piece hanging out on that side. I wonder if it's possible it goes the other way. Because there's no piece like that there that could hold it up. And I know these guys out there know, some of these guys know. See, because now it's maybe that way. You just kind of got it out and slowly next thing you know, it went right over the top. And it's like, how did you do that? No, that's got to be down because you got this up. And that's where I started working it. But maybe it does got to go the other way. It just sticks out. It could be one way or the other. One way or the other. Who knows? Because this way, that piece is probably going to be in the way, I would assume. Oh, did I turn it around or what? Oh yeah, it would completely turn around the opposite way in there. And I'm going to try it this way, I think. And I'll remember that. It's one way or the other with that piece that sticks out here. Looks like it catches oil. It's like a sill in there. It's casted. You know, it looks real good right now, but like that, they're not holding all that weight. Like that. Okay. Look at that. So, see that sill on there? That's the side we want to work it off of with the long piece down. I'm glad I turned it around. It came out really easy once I laid this down on the side like that because I wasn't holding all the weight. And it just worked. It came out really easy. And you just get this end up over the edge and get her up. And I think just by laying at this, you're not lifting that extra weight and pushing and coming back down on you. So there we go. Remember that. Off to that side there. That would be, if it's in the truck, that would be the passenger side. Yes. Because, wait, let me think. No, your motor's the other way, backwards. Your motor's facing the rear. I'm thinking a regular car. This would be driver's side. And we just leave this down in there, get your teeth up, and bring it over that side. There's not one on this side. So, got her. I gotta turn my camera off. So, I got the ring gear and the pinion out. These are the 355s I had wanted. I had learned by Gary how to dismantle the differential last week. He showed me everything, and they were worn and pitted a little bit. This set's really nice, seems to be really nice. I had put it all back together other than these parts here I didn't put in there. I just put it back together. I'm just going to keep it, throw it back on a cart, throw it in storage for parts if I need them. This here was all in the purple Greenbrier I bought for $500. So I looked on eBay, online and stuff, trying to find just the two gears. Or the couple I found were over $400. So I got my money's worth out of that van just already. So yeah, feeling confident. First time doing this myself. Easy peasy. I used this teardown cart here I have, which made it real nice and easy. And this here again, it was on Facebook Marketplace down the road, about a mile and a half down the road for $150. And I'm like, I almost didn't buy it. I'm like, what do I need another cart for? And then said it was heavy duty. I looked it up and said it was like $700 some dollars, $750 for that cart, believe it or not. And that was without that rack, that can holder. And then, I did clean up the parts there a little bit. I picked this up, I don't know, 6 months ago. You know, it's got the cool stickers on it. And for like $100, maybe $150, I can't remember. And I just filled it with this here, 10 gallons of that, 2 5-gallon buckets of that. And I got that from Tractor Supply, the solvent. And it all worked fine. So, very cool. I'm learning. It's very easy, fairly easy so far. Just kind of, I wish that the plastic speedometer gear was in there. It wasn't in the bottom in there. It was just missing. So that's that.